My name is Thorax, and this is Strategy for Busy People. If you've got a few minutes, I'll tell you what to play. This episode, we're looking at The Flame and the Flood by the Molasses Flood. I have about 2 hours in this game. The term roguelike tends to get thrown around an awful lot. When you say a word over and over again, it can become meaningless. In the case of Flame and the Flood, it definitely has meaning, but it ends up being not a good thing for me. The Flame and the Flood is billed as a roguelike river journey. In my opinion, it's more of a survival crafting game than anything else. The art style is really nice, the musical ambiance is great, but where it falls apart for me are the rogue elements. Some people love the rogue elements. For example, having to die to figure out how something works, or having to die to learn what you can or cannot eat. Well, pretty much everything in a rogue-style game involves dying and starting over. But it's a little worse than that. One of the things I hate in games is when input randomness, to use a Keith Burgun saying, is a huge determining factor in your success or failure. And with The Flame and the Flood, it really is. A bad roll, so to speak, can make it really hard to get very far in the game without starving to death. The difficulty always ramps up super quickly, and you find yourself encountering boars and wolves before you have any equipment to deal with them. And you may never get the equipment to deal with them before you end up dead. Maybe it just means I'm not a cautious enough player. Real wilderness survival isn't easy, but this is a game, not a realistic starvation simulator, right? Look, don't get me wrong, this game is really well put together. I don't have any problems with the mechanics or the crafting or anything else. I just don't personally enjoy rogues and all the experimentation and dying. I like emergent strategy where the game tells me how to play it without beating me up in doing so. In spite of everything, I find myself thinking about this game long after playing it. So maybe I'll go back and try to get a little further downriver. On my trademark 3-point score scale of avoid, meh, and I forgot to eat, The Flame and the Flood is solidly meh. But I could see maybe throwing caution to the wind and missing a meal or two, not in game, to try and find the source of the radio signal.